this feeling, baby, we're invincible.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Rebuilding Notts County. As always, if you are enjoying the save, drop a like on the video, that'd be tremendous. Today, starting on the dynamics. We'd love to see the dynamic screen. I want to see all the Brazilian players in one social group. Well, I think you've basically got your wish. You've got Celso in here, Alberto's in here, Jean Carlos is in here, Guerra, although, yeah, Guerra's in there too. For the most part, I think that most of the South Americans, in fact, are all in here. In fact, that seems to be how things have gone. Santana's Portuguese, so yes. Secondary social group's good though, with Pepper at the lead of that. Few little outsiders here with Fuster, Sikinic, Dybali, who's only just come back from loan, and Gajic. You might notice another player down here called Marcos Rodea. New signing. I was just having a little look around. I am now scouting all the youth intakes again, so we might be able to pick up some gems before they reach national team, or if they're just not being picked for whatever reason, because we just weren't really finding a great deal, and I think we need to send out we've got enough scouts for me to actually be able to do this now, so we might be able to pick up some absolute obscure gems over the next couple of seasons, so that's going to be fun. But one player I already had my eye on is Marcos Rodea, so I'm going to show you him now, because why the hell not? Here he is, a right-sided winger, 20 agility, he's 6 foot tall as well. Now, he's learning a position further up the pitch, of course. Decent crossing, dribbling is on the low side, I appreciate, but it doesn't seem to be quite as important as it was before the patch. That's what I would say. So there's a lot of things I do like about Marcos Rodea. You'll notice that he's actually scored a goal as well since he's joined us off the bench. Mexican, I think it was £2.5 million up front with a little bit more over some time. So I thought that was a reasonable deal for a 19-year-old, just to give us a lot of backup. So we've got Stepanek, Nielsen and Rodea all on that right-hand side now. And also Sean Lancaster too, so loads of options there. And can I just say, I think this patch right now, where the game is in a very good state. The second phase goals seem to have evaporated. There was one in the off-camera matches, but that's been a pretty rare occurrence. We had that weird spell where there was loads of goals from set pieces being scored, but that seems to have disappeared now. Must have just been a random series of factors. So I think it's important to criticise things when they are not good, but I think it's also important to recognise when the devs have done an insanely good job of fixing things and making it into a good product. And right now, I think it's in a bloody good state. Probably the best it's been all year. So massive props to the devs for sorting all that stuff out, and hopefully it will just get better from here. Me with a rake. Unlike the rake, that really tickled me. So I really need to get like a word cloud made of all these things you guys want on t-shirts, just so we can put them all on one big t-shirt. Opponent pulls some kind of nonsense. Matt, angry sipping. Yeah, sometimes it do be like that. Ricky Griffiths is the hero with the save. I don't care what anyone else says. Mad that he's still coming up with goals and assists even in the Premier League. Yet the guy is an enigma, much like Bruno Bridges, and you'll be pleased to know the Ricky Griffiths fan club can survive for longer. I've just signed him onto a new deal which will see him go through to 2032. So a 4-year extension for Ricky Griffiths. Yeah, we had to pay him £8,000 a week, but I just felt like he wanted to stay here. He was happy to accept a really low squad status of emergency backup. I think it was emergency backup, something like that. Although I thought that usually only applied to goalkeeper, but whatever. He's going to be here for another 4 seasons, and I can't wait to see what he's going to... He just scores so amazing goals. The fact that he got all those goals against Forest when we were playing in the Championship, he must be a club legend for that alone. He's got to be a potential candidate for a manager in a future save, in all honesty. Because first up, we were dreadful away at Watford, and I just thought, sometimes you start the game up, and you just, no matter who you're playing, you just feel like, oh dear, where has their ability gone? Today felt like one of those days, and against Watford it was very much the case. That being said, Francisco Trintzau's goal pissed me off, and I'm going to show you it now. So, he's running with the ball through the midfield, no problem. He's going to try a through ball. Watch my goalkeeper, and then watch what happens. For some reason, our player is so heavily favourite for this, and yet, what is he doing? And then the ball just bounces to Trintzau. Obviously, Watford deserved the win. They did have a lot of long shots, but nevertheless, they deserved it. But what in the hell was that? At that point, I was just like, are we just going to lose forever now? But thankfully, we were not going to lose forever, as we played an absolute blinder in the next match, particularly Paulo Asman, who I've been playing in the attacking midfield role, because why the hell not? That way we can get Silla and Dubois in the midfield with Asman in front, and in this game, he was phenomenal. We took the lead just into the second half through who else but the Son of War, scoring I think his 13th league goal of the season. The guy's a god. Phenomenal stuff. But then, annoyingly, Danilo Augusto scored a long-range strike to level up for Spurs. Frustrating because it was near post and my goalkeeper just sort of got a touch to it, but not enough. But then, in the 77th minute, I think it was actually Asman, whipped the ball out to Darren Lever. He got past his man, cut inside, and whipped one into the corner of the goal. Brilliant goal to give us the lead. And then, off the bench was Marcos Rodea to score on his debut for the club to wrap up the match against Spurs. I can't remember who got the assist for him. In fact, no, I can. It was Hugo Fernandez over on the left-back spot still. Brilliant stuff. Alberto made his return, so we're starting to get back to winning ways. But to beat Spurs in a battle, this was a huge one because it meant a lot for our European campaign. So to grab a 3-1 victory over them was massive. But then, unfortunately, it came crashing back down against Manchester United. This was a goal from a second phase of a set piece, but we see them so rarely that they deserve the win regardless of that. Look at this. Now, Bang Sang-joon, this is the guy you guys wanted to see. Bak Sang-joon, apologies. Also, it wasn't actually Palace, it was West Ham. Here's the guy, 58 caps for South Korea, 24 years old, 27 goals for his country. The guy's a god. That being said, his finishing is still fairly low, I'd have to say. But I think it's so much made up for it elsewhere. What about his actual movement? So, went to Stoke for £2.1 million. They then loaned him back for a load of money, and then Manchester United bought him for £46 million. That being said, he's not been amazing. I mean, he's still scoring a decent number of goals, but he's not like into the 20s for them, considering he seems to be their main striker. And unfortunately, all of that leaves us 8th. Despite that, we have lost we've only won one of our last 5 matches, and that was ironically against Spurs. A bad spell. We really could be doing with getting some more points. We'd be right on the cusp there and tied on 39 had we won those 2 matches that I feel like we should have done. Plus, we'd have a game in hand as well, which is very important. Now, you might be wondering, where's the Southampton game? Well, it got rescheduled, presumably as after we got knocked out of the cup, there was a thing and they ended up getting through or something. So the Southampton game is going to be the second live goal of today's episode. But Guerra hasn't had an assist for quite some time now. It's just completely stopped his ability, and I don't know why. Presumably because we've been missing a lot of centre-backs lately. But he is now the top scorer in the Premier League with 13 in 22. The guy is definitely, I think, going to get 20 goals this year, and it is delightful. Haven't had a penalty in ages either. And in addition to that, Thomas Stepanek won the European Golden Boy. I assume they're mainly basing that off of last season, because this year he has not been at the races at all. But still, congratulations to him. But today we host West Brom. So, slight problem here is that our striker has decided to piss off on international duty just in the middle of the season. So that's good. Still missing a few players too. So I guess it's going to be Issa and Peppo up top for us today, because Costel Troffin has just gone on loan to Cardiff. He wanted to play some games. They're playing his full wages, so I figured giving him some loan time might not be the end of the world. But I wasn't anticipating the fact that we'd then lose another striker to international duty immediately. So with that in mind, we're going to have to switch this one around a lot here. And Peppo, of course, will start. But Silla, I still think I want to start Assman up there. He showed me something. But in the midfield, I feel like it's going to have to be David Ferguson in there. They've already got a partnership too, which definitely helps. Chitiyu, I think, is a bit knackered. Or is he just not being... No, he is a bit knackered, unfortunately. But at least the backline is basically back now with Alberto, Celso and Perrier, the important factors there. Ricky Griffiths is still not ready to play. He's been nursing a weird injury for a while now. And he still isn't ready, unfortunately. Although, I actually think we should probably give him a chance off the bench, if we need him. And also, we need Assman to play as well as he did against Spurs, because he's the first time I've seen someone other than John Carlos occasionally really take a hold of that position. And this is super important for our chances of getting into Europe next year. We very much need... I mean, we've certainly closed the gap on those teams, which is what I wanted. But, I don't know, I've had a taste of Europe this year, and I want it to kind of continue. And I feel like we've got it in us. Thankfully, for the most part this year, our home form has been generally excellent. We beat Man United at home, we beat Spurs at home, I think we beat Chelsea at home as well. We've got results against teams in home games, and that's very important. Ferguson's got to find Stepanek out of his feet. It's a tight angle for him, and he's still gone for goal, and he's kept it in, and then he's just taken it out of play for some reason. It's also big because Newcastle are winning, and there's a little bit of a gap appearing. You dare get... Oh, you stupid bastard. Oh, why would you do that? Well... Then again, you know how things go when you're down to 10 men, so maybe this will help us. Oh, you've got to be joking. And we've immediately gone and won a penalty. Unfortunately, Guerra is not around to take it, but James Dalton has comfortably fouled Stepanek. We haven't had a penalty in ages, so I assume it will be Issa and Peppo, although I don't know. No, it's going to be Dario Santana. And he's... That being said, we did beat Chelsea with going down to 10 men after just 10 minutes. So it's a similar situation for us, really. We've just got to be just as good against a much worse team than Chelsea. Santana. He's got left and right members. He's going to go around the side for Stepanek again. Pulls it back for Peppo and he can't score. Come on. Just give us a bit of luck today. And Peppo's ball in and it's up all the way through. Perrier! I don't know how we didn't manage to do something with that, but there you go. This is a very familiar position to be in, isn't it? Perrier, and it's in the back of the net. Gaël Perrier scores the goal, gives us the lead on the stroke of half-time. We bloody well needed that, and I think still on the balance of play, chance creation, we actually deserved it. Newcastle 3-1 up against Chelsea. What a team they've put together. And Peppo, lovely ball in, and Perrier... The goalkeeper should be doing better than that. Notts County 1, West Brom 0. We deserved that lead, my God, and we needed it. We've missed a penalty, had a red card, and we've taken the lead from a centre-back. A very strange game so far, but Spurs are winning... Newcastle are winning, and now we're winning, just to stay involved. But surely they're going to push in this second half. They've got to. I'm not going to do anything drastic. We're just going to stick to what we're doing and hope that we can come up with something magical again. And it really then would go to show to me that this year on FM, playing with 10 men seems to give you an advantage rather than a disadvantage. The amount of times we've struggled against 10 men and played amazingly when we've got 10 men. It's getting a bit too many now, I'd have to say. Stepanek has now hurt himself, which is just what we needed right about now. I guess it's just kind of see this game out now. Like, I feel like on the balance, we would deserve the win if we were to get it, but oh no. Well, that's a relatively tame strike, but still. It's nice work from Darren Lever, actually. He's gone all the way across the pitch, and he's still going. He's just going to basically play as a winger on the other side today, just for the lols. He's gone past one. Can he find a cross? He doesn't, and Peppo over the bar. What about that from Darren Lever? That's the, boss, if you won't play me as a right winger, I will just run to the right wing and then score, or try to do that. Oh dear. That's desperation from West Brom there. And surely now, oh no, the guy's really close to him. I've seen this before. I've seen the goalkeeper randomly play it to the opposition team when their player's too close, almost. Nielsen cuts through. Bit of room to run into, perhaps. And still, almost too much. It doesn't matter. Notts County 1, West Brom 0. The 10 men have prevailed thanks to Gaël Perrier, man of the match. Santana misses the penalty. Assman's an idiot. And now we're going to be missing him for 3 matches, which means we are going to be seeing a bit more of Ricky Griffiths, I said. Massively important victory, though. Right, we're back. Saturday game, with only 2 kickoffs, though, I think because of the way the fixtures were. I think there's FA Cup matches too. We're away at Southampton. Weirdly, my assistant was like, we should play cautious here. I'm like, I think we're probably going to not do that, mate, if it's all the same. He's still on international duty. It said he was going to be back yesterday. What is he doing? Literally, on the calendar page, it said he was going to be back yesterday. And yet he's still not here. And Riley Jaidi is actually managing Southampton, which is kind of cool. So, few players missing here. Stepanek's going to be out. Assman suspended, obviously. And we're still missing our striker. If we get through this game as well, I will be amazed. But if we do, we will go back into 7th spot above Newcastle. And actually only 2 points off of 5th then. Right, here's the suggestion. That is not happening. Ricky Griffiths will be starting this match. I don't even care. Dwyer and Silla in the midfield. Nielsen on the right. Santana and Alberto. Everything else is back to normal. But and Peppo up top. Griffiths through the middle. Number 11, Ricky Griffiths, after signing his new deal. Your hero. Can he do it again today? Can he be the hero that we all deserve? This is going to be a toughie. So the bench will be Gajic, Fernandez, Lever, Rodea, Andreyashenko, Ferguson and Hansen, just in case we need, I don't know, a ringer. He did complain about the amount of football, so I was like, okay, off you go then. And he said, no, I'd like to stay. I thought I'd nearly called his bluff, but no. West Brom are annoyingly, not West Brom, I called them West Brom because they're playing the exact same style of play that West Brom did in that game against us before. So I want to see how this goes. Maybe the pure addition of Ricky Griffiths will send fear into their hearts and their loins. Because we need a win here. A win against West Brom and a win against Southampton would just start to push us back up to where we want to be and start to cut off the teams behind us so that we have to worry about really looking up rather than down. I have a horrible feeling we're going to end up getting a ridiculously high points total and still finishing 8th this year. We're going to end up getting something like 65 points and come 8th. But we're just going to keep on pushing and hoping that Newcastle will eventually drop away. I still feel like, they haven't been that great in recent years. So to see them be as bad as this, as good as this year is quite surprising. And oh God, they're already through. And good block. I am concerned. I think we may have to press them higher, but at least we've not conceded yet, which is a good sign. Against West Brom, I think we were already 2-0 down at this point. Silla. He's into the box at least. Griffiths! He's there. Just get the lead. Even if it's a scrappy win, sometimes you need to get the scrappy wins. And Villa are beating Arsenal, would you believe? Just to make it even more difficult on us here. Dubois. He's going to shoot in the end, isn't he? Yeah. Oh, what are you doing? What part of work ball into the box is you not paying attention to here? Dubois, they're playing a very, very defensive setup. We've got to do a lot to get through them. Nielsen, ball across, and Santana tipped over. Best chance of the match for us by far there. And Peppo to deliver another one here. And it's all the way through, and it's going to be coming to the back post for Griffiths. Finds Silla. Oh, please square it for Dubois. Big stop again by the goalkeeper. That's more like it from us. That was a more reasonable time to shoot. Half time, and I'd say we've been fine, would probably be the best way to describe this. I think we might have to get more aggressive in the second half, but not immediately, because I cannot risk losing this. With Peppo up top, we maybe could go down the wings a bit more and try to get some balls whipped in. Like Nielsen here. And a Peppo! And it's Santana, and again the goalkeeper is there. A draw just simply is not good enough. Ricky Griffiths unfortunately hasn't been either, but neither is Peppo, but he's our only hope. Dubois. Spread it. He's going to shoot, isn't he? Oh, he's found Alberto. Okay, here's a chance. Ball across. Comes. Is that a foul? Who fouled who? I genuinely didn't see. We missed our last penalty. Chitty, of all people, is stepping up to take it, and he scored. Southampton 0, Notts County 1. Lamjed Chitty's first of the season gives us a very, very late goal. I don't know what the penalty was for. I have no idea. It didn't look like a penalty. Was it a push? I don't know. Southampton 0, Notts County 1. Cleared away. Perrier will win this. He does win this. Rodea's got it. Just keep on running. There we go, Marcus. Take it down there. They're not going to be able to do anything from here. And I thought that was going to be another foul. And Rodea... Oh, what are you doing? How did we end up coming out of that without anything there? But it doesn't matter, because there we go. Southampton 0, Notts County 1. Lamjed Chitiu's penalty. I don't know, why is he taking the penalty? Late on, saves us at St Mary's. I think it's a deserved victory, but they did create a couple of chances in this match, despite having very few shots. But we got the victory in the end just by the sheer volume of chances, I'd say, of shots. Bloody hell. Santana was poor in that one, but we've managed to scrape 1-0 victories against West Brom and Southampton, but sometimes you need that, I guess. I've told them I'm not happy with that, but the main thing is we moved back into 7th spot and we're now 6 points clear of Aston Villa, which is very important, and only 2 points behind Liverpool and Spurs, which is the most important factor. I mean, technically, we're only 5 points behind Chelsea in 4th spot, who we've already beaten this year. I still think that's well out of our remit, but we're right in that battle for a European place, and that's kind of what matters right now. 40 points on the board after 24 matches, 14 games to go, 5 off-camera matches in there, plus a double livecom of Europa League ties with an off-camera game against Leeds in the way as well. So it's going to be a massive progress bump for us in the next episode. I'm very much looking forward to it. Got a lot of games off-camera there. Aston Villa, Watford, Palace, Everton. Winnable ones in there. Arsenal's going to be difficult, but I think we could still do a solid job and keep ourselves in the hunt. Anyway, and we'll have a youth intake in there as well, probably. If you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope you have, 2 scrape-head goals, 2 scrape-head wins, that'd be great. Drop a like, that'd be awesome. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, and I will see you guys very, very soon. As always, hold your gun, capybara. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.
I'll be flying